Hi guys, CalamitiesDawn here and welcome back to another episode of Stardew Valley. This one today is going to be a bit of a longer one as I had to do like a large cut down of footage, so bear with me on that one. And I'm also trying a new type of editing these videos while I'm at it as well. So I'll explain some of the bits that I'm doing here. So for the first half of this episode and future episodes going forward, I'm only going to take the first day of grabbing crops, grabbing resources or items from animals and the mushroom farm, and then every day after we'll just cut that out because it's a repeated action and it saves wasting time on a video by constantly putting in repeated actions that we already know I'm doing anyway. So yeah, there's that cleared. Now there are some bits of this episode that are less sped up than others as well because I'm trying something new, but yeah. And the only other thing that I have in here that will stay consistent is that whenever I sell things, you'll see me selling them, so then that way you can see that okay, maybe I've gone foraging or I've done this and that without having to have that snippet in the video. Saves time. But anyway, at this point in the video I'm actually going and collecting a whole bunch of bug meat because I have Willie's quest here where I have to collect 100 bug meat. So I'm going through and just clearing it out, doing that, doing bits and pieces and trying to get enough there. I ended up going down to level 27 here and realized I didn't have enough time. Well, I did, but I just was kind of done with doing the mines. So I decided I was going to do some fishing. And then I planted some more crops after I'd gone and seen Pierre and bought some because I didn't have enough seeds. I also got an insect head sword for completing one of the monster requirements things, so that was pretty cool. I've never done that before, so it was quite interesting to see. And then start the day off selling everything after I've already harvested it. I then here decide, because I've now built a barn, I'm going to redo the fencing around my trees and sort of expand it so that they stay in the one yard. It does take me a bit to figure out how I want things done, and a part of me here thought, okay, if I break the ones that are already there, then I'll get them back, and then I realized, no, once you break them, that is it. You have to get more. I also popped into Marnie and decided, seeming I had enough money, I might as well buy 2 cows now and get that out the way so that we can get their friendship up pretty quickly, I suppose, so that I have some income coming in come winter. There are a few times this episode too where I pop in to see Clint and get our geodes and mystery boxes opened, and then straight after I pop straight into the museum and donate anything if need be. I then went back down to the mines again, this time because I really wanted to complete this quest. I don't think I get everything done this one, or maybe I do, I'm not quite sure, I don't remember. But I did stay in this area a bit longer than normal just because there was an infestation, and I was like, great way to get extra bug meat because I'm going to be swarmed with a whole bunch of things attacking me. I then also had an infestation level down in level 27, which was good, so I cleared that out. I went back home and sold whatever I had to because it was now way too late to be doing anything else. I also was quite lucky to have this fairy cutscene. This is the first time in the entire time that I've been playing Stardew where I've actually had the fairy come and bless my crops, I suppose you could say. And then to top that off, I even got a level up after that cutscene, so that was even better. I kind of sit there for a bit because I don't really know what one I want more. I'm not used to leveling up my combat very much, so it was something different for me. I went back to Clint and decided I was going to break open some geodes that I got from yesterday's mining adventure because I do have to take one of the Dwarven scrolls into Gunter to get it donated. I go back and sell everything that isn't needed in my inventory to clear up some space. I go and drop off a yam because I need to drop off a yam. And then I go back and kill some more bugs because I still didn't have enough bug meat. Once I finally did though, I dropped it off into Willie's little bin, completed the quest, and then went home. Oh no, I didn't go home straight away, sorry. I went and spent my ticket. I then went and got rid of the sword, I think. And then I went and sold every other bits and pieces that I didn't need to have. I keep the other stuff in my inventory just because if I keep some things in my inventory at the start of the next day, I'll know what I need to do because I get very distracted very quickly while playing Stardew and I sort of forget what it is I'm meant to be doing. I then go and spend some time at the wandering merchant or traveling merchant to see what I need. I saw she had a truffle and I was not letting that pass because I am not going to get any pigs before the end of the year. So I was making sure that, you know, if there's a truffle, let's get it. Let's get that sorted so that way we don't have to stress about getting the pigs. I also had like an ancient seed that I donated. So I actually now have ancient fruit seeds, which is great. I have a plan for those later on, but so far I haven't done anything with them. I also have tried to make sure that when I play this playthrough of Stardew that I do a bit more of those help wanted tasks so I can get things moving a bit better than what I previously had done. Because normally I don't bother with friendships or any of the help wanted things, so yeah. I gave Lewis his eggplant that he'd requested. I had 2 days to do that, but I got that done that day because I had a spare one there anyway. At this point, with me selling stuff, I'm trying to sell at least one of each thing that I have because I am trying to complete the whole collection thing that there is so that everything works well. I got a mining upgrade as well and then went and sold everything. As the days go on, I think my money starts to pick up a bit more than what it has been, so keep an eye on that. George gave us some stone, which I believe I keep until I go mining and then I use it. I had another show back at Clint's because I had more geodes I wanted to crack open. I then decided I was finally going to expand further on into the mines because I'd already previously gotten to level 80 and then sort of left it there. And I thought now it was time that we delve in further and try and get through as far as we can essentially before time is up. So I make it down to level 90 and I suss out my swords and see which ones work better. I find that the obsidian edge is probably going to be better. Make it way down to 95 and then down to 100. So I got my first star drop, I believe. I then decided that was enough and I was going to head home because I didn't have enough time to continue going further in the mines. I also grabbed this large goat milk from the traveling merchant because I'm going to use it to make goat's cheese so that I have a other item to put in the artisan bundle. I then dropped off the pumpkin that was needed for the fall crops bundle and I got an extra bee house, which is perfect. I went and saw Pierre, grabbed some more seeds because I knew I was going to need more and I didn't have enough, so yeah. I then popped in and saw Clint and got more geodes done in hopes that I'd have extras to donate to the museum because I did have another dwarven scroll I had to donate. I then spent time putting down some quality fertilizer because I wanted to make sure that the ground was fertilized well enough so I could get some decent high quality from my pumpkins. I then take the goat's cheese that I had and put it in the artisan bundle. And here we have the cutscene with Willy after delivering him his bug meat. Ahoy! I was just thinking of you, miss. This bug meat you found is perfect. When I said fresh, I didn't expect it to still be wriggling, but I'm not complaining, the fish love it. As a way of saying thanks, I wanted to teach you an old fisherman's secret. My old pappy taught me this on a fishing trip many years ago. Learned how to craft a quality bobber. Using that bobber will attract higher quality fish. That means more money in your pocket, lass. He's got one. I then decided I was going to do some fishing here at the ocean because I did need to grab a eel for one of the bundles, but I thought I'd just do a bit of fishing and see what I could gather extra stuff. I believe I needed an eel for the bundle. I could be very wrong. I then ended up making a decent amount of money on that expedition there. I then got the letter saying that the festival was in the next day, so I made sure that I had kept some produce that was of high quality for the fair. I then also went and bought a bucket and 2 heaters. I put the heaters in there so that the ducks and the chickens could be warm and the cows. I finally had a bucket and these guys were old enough to now milk, so we start milking them. Which is good because I actually ended up managing to put one of the ones into the cheese press to make cheese. I then decided I was going to sell the insect blade because I didn't need it, and then have a quick look and see if anything was kind of better than the obsidian edge, which nothing was at the time. I finally got down to the lower levels, not fully, but pretty close, and I decided that that was it. I was going to come back up and sell things. I got another level up in combat, which for once, this is pretty good. I normally don't progress this far into combat. I then decided to put in everything that I have for my grunge display so that it looks nice. I then did some mini games, which I have sped up because we don't need to see me fail at these horrendously. So, yeah. I actually find that out of all of the mini games you can do for the festival, I actually enjoy this fishing one. Which is funny because anybody who has been around long enough and used to watch me stream this on Twitch would know that I absolutely hated fishing and Stardew, but I actually enjoy it now, so that's a weird turn of events. This is one of those games that I don't understand the appeal of it. I get why people like it, but I am terrible with it. So anybody who is really good at this, congratulations, you're amazing. I don't have the patience for it. I really don't. And we won first place with a rating of 91. So that wasn't too bad. We got our 1,000 star tokens. I then decided to grab everything out, otherwise I will forget. I've done it before in previous playthroughs where I've forgotten to grab everything. I decided to buy some star tokens, and here I am sort of fiddling around thinking I don't know how much I want, but I decided to set with 100. I then decided to gamble those 100 and see how we went. And I gambled it on green. Which luckily I won. I then bought myself a star drop so I could have a second one in my arsenal because there's nothing wrong with getting star drops. I think this is the most star drops I've gotten in any game that I've played of it anyway, so not too bad. I then went back and sold everything that I had in my grunge display because I didn't really need it, and I sold all the extra things that I had. I leveled up to level 9 in farming, which was quite good. Not far from getting to level 10. I then started the day selling things off as per usual. I went to the community center and put in the cheese. We got a keg and we had a room completed. This house was empty for years. The trees moved in and so did we. And then in a shock surprise, I completed another room. Which normally the money one is the one I leave till last, but I did it differently this time. We're happy to help. It's not our house after all. And then I went and sold extra things and gave the doggy a pat. I then went and decided I needed some more hardwood, so we do a quick little go through of killing slimes and grabbing hardwood because why not? I make my way down to the mines again and decide that at this point maybe I should try completing it. And I do. So we get the infamous skeleton key. Or skull key, I should say. I always call it the skeleton key even though it's called the skull key. I don't know why, I just do. The Junimos then grace us with fixing the glass house for us. Greenhouse. Greenhouse is the term, not glass house. I sell all of the crops that I've harvested because why not? It means extra money for us. I then pop in and see Clint and do another geode run and see if there's anything here that I can donate. I then donate what I can to the museum and I'll sell the rest later. I then popped in to go and see Sandy. Customer? Hi, welcome to Sandy's Oasis. Hey, you just look like the new farmer that Emily wrote to me about. Then the bus line to Stardew Valley is back in service. Oh, I'm so happy. I then decide I'm going to buy some beets from her because why not? And might as well grab some starfruit seeds while I'm at it. I then have a quick look down in the skull caverns. It's not that long of a trip in. I kind of just sort of stick my toe in and decide, okay, yeah, I'm definitely not prepared enough for this. Maybe we can come back another time. I absolutely hate the snake dragon thingies. I don't know what they're called, but they absolutely drive me insane. I have trouble fighting them. I always have. It's terrible. I then decide to set up the greenhouse so that we can have crops growing and we can just check on it every couple of days and see how we're going. I then plant some of the beets, or all of them I think. No, I plant all of them and then some of the starfruit seeds. I then get a letter from Mr. Key about going to the Skull Cavern and needing to make it down a lot further. I then got a rainbow shell from Demetrius, and I also got Caroline asking me for a pumpkin for the Spirit Seed Festival. I sell nearly everything in my inventory bar a few things. I keep those mushrooms actually for the mushroom cave because I can stockpile them and makes it easy when I need to do dried mushrooms. I then decided I was going to clear out this area a bit, check out the letter from Grandpa, and continue clearing this out because I was running out of wood, and it was also frustrating me how overgrown this section was because I do have plans for it, I just haven't done anything yet. And then we had a windstorm during that night when I'd gone to sleep, so we'll check out what that is in a moment. I go and sell all the crops, and items that I get, I decide to go see Robin about a house upgrade because, hey, we've got the money for it and the materials, so why not? And then we find that this old tree has been knocked down, but we need 100 hardwood to fix it up. So, to get onto that, I end up going back to the secret forest and grabbing some of the mushrooms, killing the slimes, and getting the hardwood that we need so that we can start eventually stockpiling to fix the tree. And then sell all my forageables and whatever parts of mushrooms or anything that I don't think is worth keeping. Some of these days towards the end of the month go a lot quicker than the ones at the start of the month because there's less for me to do other than just keeping up with everything. I did pop in and see what the traveling trader was doing. She had wine, so I was like, hey, let's grab that for Rasmodius's bundle, which ticks off one little bit more. I then gave Lewis a hot pepper and decided to pop in and give Shane a hot pepper as well. I then continued cleaning up this last section of the top area so that when I do decide to use it, it's clean and more manageable. I then decided I was going to clear away some of this area too. I don't do too much of it before I kind of decide I'm done. I've used too much energy for it. And then Lewis gave me the recipe for spaghetti, so we can eventually make spaghetti when we're ready. Sell out all of the things that I've harvested that don't need to be here. I end up going into the mines for a bit and managed to get a prismatic shard drop, which is kind of crazy. I've never had that happen before, so that's quite interesting. After finishing off in the mines, I came back and sold what needed to be sold and put away everything else. I then leveled up in mining. Good morning, dear. It was a lovely walk out here. I haven't seen this old farm in a long time. It looks even better than I remember. Here, I brought you a little something. It's a gift from one gardener to another. Received a garden pot. These pots are really handy. You can use them to grow crops in all seasons. They also look nice outside, but out here they can only grow seasoned crops. If you need more, they're really easy to make too. Here, I've got an old magazine clipping with instructions inside. Well, I'd better go. George gets grumpy if he doesn't have his oatmeal on time. You have a great day, honey. What a lovely visit from Granny Evelyn. So with that, we do now have a pot indoors. I don't have any footage of it, but I actually put a coffee bean in there so I can start growing coffee inside. Just till, I don't know, I sort something else out. I didn't really think that far ahead. I just thought it'd be a good idea to put that inside. I then decide I'm going to upgrade my pickaxe because we best start upgrading ourselves so we can get further along in the skull caverns when we do explore there. I then put a fried egg into Chef's bundle. I then take the prismatic shard up to these pillars so that I can get the galaxy sword. It takes me a bit to figure out where I've got to stand, but I finally get it right. I have only done this once before in my probably 13 or 14 plays of Stardew Valley. This is the second time I now have the galaxy sword. I then drop off the other bits and pieces that I found to Gunther. I then give Sam a cactus fruit and I go and sell the obsidian edge because I don't need it anymore. I go and sell whatever things I got from fishing or foraging. I then go and harvest my first set of beets from the greenhouse. I then come back and place some more starfruit in and some strawberry seeds. I then gave Lewis the beets that Mr. Key had asked me to put in there. I go and pick up my gold pickaxe and finish the day off with just selling some things that I harvested. I got level 8 in foraging. And then I get a letter telling me that Spirit's Eve is going to be tomorrow. I had to do a double drop off of things to sell this time around because I had so many things that I'd harvested I didn't have enough space. I did another one of my hardwood trips to go and grab some more hardwood. I popped in to go and see Clint, get these cracked open to see if there was anything that I could donate. And I didn't have enough room in my inventory to finish the last two, so I keep them till a bit later. I go and drop off the crystal fruit that I found, give Pam her beer, because, you know, she'd asked me for that like earlier on in the year and I only now just started doing it. Sold all the extra bits and pieces that I didn't need to have in my inventory, all things that I just didn't want to put away, because I have nowhere to put them, I suppose would be the best way. I then went and gave the sun essence to the dragon, which completes that part of Mr. Key's quest. I dropped off another donation and got a bear statue in return. I then dropped off all the foraging that I had collected earlier on in the day and leveled up in combat again. I'm now level 7. So most of the pumpkins I'd harvested bar one for Caroline. I then had another trip down to the mines where I had finally gotten the last scroll I needed for the Dwarvish collection. I then popped in to go do the Spirit's Eve thing, realized that I kind of didn't have the rare crow that was there, so I grabbed that one. Completed the maze pretty quickly. I suppose when you do this enough times you figure out where you're going. I did get a bit confused at the start there, and then I remembered where I had to go, so then I just sort of sped through. And at the end we received the golden pumpkin, which I sold. I then drop off all of the fruits that I needed to, go and get a backpack upgrade, which we really needed. Go and see Clint do our famous breaking of the geodes. And then I decided I was going to upgrade my axe while I was at it. I then decided to rearrange the museum because I didn't like where I had everything. We've got the Dwarvish translation guide now, which is amazing. I go and give Caroline the pumpkin, pick up my money, go and talk to the dwarf, pick up a Dwarvish safety manual that deals us less damages with bombs, and then I sort of close out doing the last bits and pieces. But that was the episode for Stardew Valley. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!